Right, Ghanaian, good to have you again in the Returnees Sankofa channel. Right, so again, I said in the previous video that I have a lot of questions for you to answer. Since you have been in Accra for some time now, you are in the best position to answer some of these questions. Now, so on this video, my question is, what advice do you have for the returnees who are coming to Accra, Ghana? Since you've been here for a couple of time now, you navigate yourself throughout the countryside, the towns, and a few places. What advice do you have for the returnees who are yet to come to Accra?
I would definitely start by researching. Research. I can't begin to tell you how important it is to get yourself some background knowledge when it comes to the culture, some of the customs, and even some of the laws. You'll find that that'll be extremely beneficiary to you when you come as a returnee back to Accra. Get your passport, obviously, some health insurance, get all of your shots that you need to make sure that you're healthy and you can enjoy yourself without having to worry about any of those things. Another important thing that I want to definitely reiterate on is the fact that you want to make sure you call your bank. Call your bank and let them know that you're going to be traveling. And the reason I say this is because oftentimes when I first came, I was out at a restaurant or some kind of establishment and my bank card didn't work because the bank didn't recognize me spending or using my card in a different country. So they cut it off and I had to go through.
They might assume that was a fraud.
Of course. So I had to go through several steps in order to get it turned back on, and it can be kind of embarrassing and time consuming. So I would make sure that you called your bank to let them know your travel plans. Make sure you have your housing in advance, and join social media groups and talk to people who have come.
Right.
In addition to this video, and get some more information before you come. All of this pre-arrival, but definitely advice and steps that'll surely help you.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so the first thing that I would do is make sure that I research and do more research. Understand the culture, understand the customs, and understand the laws, because those things will definitely assist you when you return. Secure your necessary documents, your passport, your health insurance, your shots that you need so that you can enjoy yourself and not have to worry about any of those issues when it comes to your health. Make sure that you notify your bank. I want to give you an experience that I had when I was out at a restaurant once, and I was using my card, and unfortunately when I went to pay, the card didn't work. I couldn't understand why until I contacted my bank, and to find out that they thought that it was fraud, that I was using my card in a different country. So notify your bank of your travel plans so something like that doesn't happen to you. Book your temporary housing in advance. Make sure everything is set, because you don't want to get here and find out that your housing isn't secure. That's just another headache that you don't need. And I can't stress this enough also. Before you come, your pre-arrival, join some social media groups that talk about what it's like to be a returnee, in addition to watching this particular video or our videos. Join social media groups and see if you can get even more information and more advice before you return.
Absolutely right. That was fantastic on pre-arrival. Now, upon arrival, what advice do you have for returnees upon arrival?
Well, upon arrival, you want to make sure that you register with the Ghanaian Immigration Service. Get your visa.
Right.
Okay. If you're staying longer than 3 months, you want to make sure you obtain a resident permit.
Right.
Makes things much easier. Update your driver's license if you have to. And one of the things that I really would like to stress is getting yourself a local Ghana SIM. Get yourself if you're going to be here upon arrival for a while, get yourself a Ghana SIM so that you can, because it can be very expensive calling back and forth to the United States. Or even using your phone here in Ghana. So what you want to do is find someone that'll get you a SIM card so you can get you a number here in Ghana so that you can call, you can make payments when you go someplace using that particular SIM card as well. And when you're not using your Ghana SIM, you want to make sure that you exchange your currency. Take your dollars and turn them into CEs, or if you're going to be using the ATMs, that's perfectly fine as well. But those are some tips that I would definitely offer.
Right. That was fantastic on the pre-arrival. So now, what advice do you have again for the returnees upon arrival?
The first thing you want to make sure that you do is register with the Ghana Immigration Service. Get yourself your visa if you haven't already. If you're staying longer than 3 months, you want to make sure that you obtain a resident permit. Update your driver's license if you need to. Okay, that's very important too. Once again, also get yourself a local SIM card. This is very important because the SIM card, it's a Ghana SIM card that has a Ghana number. And what you can do with that is you can make phone calls to individuals who are residents here or businesses if you need to. If you need to call and make a reservation, it'll save you a lot of money so that you don't have to use your particular phone service from back in the States. It's a very inexpensive process to get yourself one of those, but it'll save you a lot of time and a lot of money. And if you're going to be using the ATMs, I wanted to let you know also that once you put your ATM card into one of the machines and you request some CDs, if you haven't already exchanged your dollars into CDs, the ATM machine will let you know the amount of money that's being deducted from your U.S. bank account. You request 1,000 CDs, 2,000 CDs, it'll let you know exactly how much in USD dollars that's coming out of your bank account. So that's very beneficial as well. So those would be some tips that I would like to offer for when you upon arrival, once you reach Ghana as a returnee.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's brilliant. In fact, right. So we'll definitely move to the next question about when you are settling in Ghana, right? As a returnee, when you are settling in Ghana. So I must say, it's likely you are settling here too, right?
Of course.
Yes. Very soon we'll be doing a project, building a home for you right here in Ghana, right? So tell us more about settling in Ghana.
Familiarize yourself with the neighborhoods is the first thing. Osu, Accra, the central region, East Legon. Travel around, learn some of the phrases as well. I know we've mentioned Akwaba, Madasi are two that you could probably familiarize yourself with first of all. Understand the transportation that exists in Ghana. The trotros, which are like buses, the taxis. They have Uber here, just as they do in the States. It works the same way as it does in the States. It's an app. You link your ATM card to it.
Now we have a couple of other services which also around, like the Uber.
Of course.
We have the Bolt, we have Yango, we have Tango, and of course the Uber, as you mentioned earlier.
Of course.
All these are, taxi services.
And they're reliable.
Very reliable.
Just as Uber is, and if they'll come, they'll pick you up, they'll take you wherever you need to go. And once again, like I said, your ATM is linked to it, so there's no exchange of currency.
At all.
The same way it is in the States. If you're going to be here for an extended period of time, familiarize and locate the medical facilities that are around, just in case. You always have to have those necessary medical facilities for you if anything should happen. Explore some of the shopping areas that we have, not just Oxford Street, but some of the malls that exist, like the Medina Mall or the ANC Mall.
And even some local markets. We have some grocery shops, like here we do open markets where you go to the market and then struggle with the locals. When I say struggle, it's like a bunch of people scratching each other. And those are when they are actually market days. Of course, you see a lot of people in the market struggling to buy stuff, and then these are more cheaper than you go to the actual malls or the grocery shops, which are in the mall.
And also great learning experiences when you go to those markets, because when you go to those markets, you're forced to communicate. Actually,
it's a nice experience.
Yes, it's definitely. I learned a lot from doing those things. Respect the local traditions. Join in as much as you can. Join social groups. Attend cultural events. They're everywhere. Get on the internet and look them up. I'm pretty sure there's one right near you at a certain time. And just venture out and explore. I continue to say that. That's the part of the settling in process. But those are some tips when you get here and you're settling in.
Right. Right. Let me just add one tip as what you've said it all, but you also learn to navigate bureaucracy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Right. So we'll move on to another tips for the returnees. In fact, about safety and security.
Safety
How secure are you here? For this couple of times you've been in Ghana, how secure are you? You feel you're safe right here in Ghana?
Now I know that's a big topic for a lot of people.
Exactly.
Wondering whether or not they are going to be safe.
All right. So again, let's talk about safety and security, like I said earlier on. So I know. Ghana is not a violent country. I mean, people here are very hospitable, lovely, caring, and then all that. Are there any challenges? Have you experienced any unsafetyness, or have you experienced unsafetyness? I mean, actually, right here in Ghana.
Well, overall, the people in Ghana, like you said, are extremely lovely and very helpful. Wherever you go, if you run into any kind of trouble, there'll always be somebody that will be there to assist you as best as they can. But however, there are ways in which you need to stay safe. Not only in Ghana, but it's very similar to that in the United States. Don't travel alone at night with people who you don't trust. Don't carry large amounts of cash at one particular time. Use transportation services that are reputable, transportation services that you are familiar with, and make sure that those are what you predominantly use. And make sure you stay vigilant in crowded areas. No different than you would in the United States. You don't want anybody to come up and take one of your belongings, take your phone out of your hand or something like that. But as far as violent crime is concerned, that's something that very, 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 very rarely exists in this particular country. So overall, it's very safe. I haven't had any issues whatsoever when it comes to safety. I do follow those certain steps certain outlines that I gave you, but overall, it's very, very safe.
Right. So, last but not the least, people, I have observed that people are very particular with finance when it comes to money.
Of course.
Right. What advice do you have on financial and then business aspect?
Well, I would network with entrepreneurs and professionals. Okay. Learn how to invest your money, because there are many investment opportunities that you could certainly be a part of, and they will definitely be beneficial to you. Open a bank account. Open a local bank account. It's much easier if something happens with your money to be able to go to a local branch than dealing with the branch that's overseas. I like to go into the branch and discuss what my problems are. And it's difficult to do if you have a Chase or if you have a Bank of America or an account overseas. And understand the tax system that exists in Ghana. Understand the exchange rate between a CD and the US dollar, so that you can use your money wisely and find different ways to make sure that you're getting the most.
There is this excuse me, there is this one that's funny, when I sometimes go on tour, then after a tour, some people complain that, they are over budget. There is this perception that dollar to CD is bigger. When you bring the USD here, you get a lot of CDs. But then also one thing returnees don't know is that Accra is not cheap. Yes.
No.
It's not cheap at all.
It's not at all.
Yes.
No, it's
you
not
need
at
to
all.
plan a good budget when it comes to finance.
Right. Don't be fooled with the exchange rate. It's pretty much what he's trying to say. Don't be fooled by that, because at the end of the day, you'll end up spending just as much in USD or more than you would in the United States. So make sure you don't get fooled by that.
Right.
Yeah. So I had to learn that the hard way as well.
Right. That was very informative, and then I really appreciate that. So now let's move on to one vital information, since you are written now, and I know you've been here. When people are traveling to Africa for the first time, precisely in Ghana, there is one really big complaint out there, which is mosquitoes. malaria in Ghana. You've been here for some time now. I don't know your experience on health and wellness. Let's talk about health and wellness.
Okay.
At least some information, because you are here, and then you know more, about your health and wellness right here in Ghana.
So there definitely are certain steps that you can take to prevent diseases such as malaria, typhoid, that are predominant here in Ghana. There are shots that you can take. You can go to your local Walgreens, your CVS, or you can go to a travel agency, and they can provide you with those particular shots that you need to take before you come down here, so your body can build up what is called an inoculation to those particular illnesses. As far as the mosquitoes are concerned, I would recommend wearing long trousers when you come, wearing long sleeve shirts, because the mosquitoes are extremely treacherous. They are very, very rude and disrespectful. It's the best way that I can put it. But you can protect yourselves against them if you just make sure that you take preventative measures. Make sure that you stay hydrated. Always have water with you, because the sun can be very, very hot and very draining, especially if you're on some sort of safari or you're walking on Oxford Street and you're shopping. You want to make sure you have enough water, because you can become dehydrated extremely fast. Consult your healthcare provider before arrival to make sure that there aren't any other steps that you need to take besides the shots and things of that nature. And just make sure that you are taking the necessary precautions before you return.
All right. So let's hit on the final tips. I'm sure you have the final tips for the returnees. Yeah.
Yes, of course. Stay open-minded. A lot of things that you're used to in the United States are going to be different here in Ghana, but keep an open mind and experience things as best you can. Build meaningful relationships with people. That's the best thing that you can also do when you're in a different country or as a returnee. Give back to the community. Volunteer as much as you can. I love to volunteer. That's the best way to build relationships and meet people. There's a natural beauty that exists in Ghana that you should enjoy and go out and experience as well. There's a hospitality, a love that exists in Ghana that I've had experiences with, and my experiences are going to be completely different than your experiences, but it definitely does exist. As a returnee, and after all of these tips that I've given you, I consider myself a true Ghanaian, just as you look as if you've embraced the American culture with the football hat on.
That's it.
But one of the things that I can speak of when becoming open-minded is you're used to bottled water. You're always used to bottled water in the United States. But here is what the water looks like in Ghana. Satchel water.
Yes.
Aquaba.
You are a Ghanaian now, a full Ghanaian now.
Of course.
And of course, we have some distilled waters also.
There is definitely bottled water here. But if you come across some satchel water, if you don't have any bottled water, this is perfectly safe.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, that was so much informative and then very, very, very much educative right here on the Returnees Sackford channel. Once again, thanks for having Damien, my man, on the Returnees channel. He is, of course, a returnee now, and then he is in Ghana right here at Oyarifa. Again, my name always Coffee. Thank you always for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and then hit that bell for more videos. Akwaba Medase.
Yes.